Mitch and Mike on the mic back again, number 3.
I hate you.
April 1st, 2014. It's been a nice day today. Michael, please tell me what song you've been singing, trying to get me listened to.
My
now,
God.
let's go. Go.
So I've been talking to myself here a little bit about how at work we talk about just like certain movies kind of over and over again. So I've watched a few of them. One of them, Slammin' Salmon. Great movie.
Slammin'.
Most people haven't heard of it. Let me let you in on a little thing. It's hilarious. It is the guys who did Super Troopers and Beer Fest and everything. They made a movie about people working in the restaurant.
What's it called?
It's called The Slammin' Salmon.
Does it have an apostrophe at the end of the slammin'?
Yes, it does.
Nice.
It is awesome. And Michael Clark Duncan is in it. He steals the show. So that's one of the movies. Another one, to get to the point, is South Park the movie. And so I've been sitting here thinking, yeah, I really got to watch that again. So I started singing to myself, and I sang basically the entire Uncle Fucker song.
Uncle Fucker.
Yeah, shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
Okay.
And the entire song where Mr. Mackey tries to get the kids to stop swearing. So he's sitting there, step 1, that ass say buns, like kiss my buns or your buns, ho. Step 2, instead of shit say poo, like bull poo poo head and this poo is cold. So I basically just sang those entire things to myself, and I'm like, wow, that's probably not good that I can recall those entire songs word for word without any help. That can't be that good.
You know what? I hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
And the people listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
But I can see your phone right in front of you. You're reading the lyrics right off of it.
No.
Oh, you really know them?
Yeah, Oh, yeah, there's my phone.
I still think you cheated. There's no way you know those lyrics.
You're egging me into trying to do it on the podcast. You really want me to?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying, I think you cheated.
No, I did not cheat. No April Fool's joke. I swear to God, I was just sitting here doing that.
No, it's 11:44.
You just couldn't fucking
we're rounding
hear
it
me.
We're rounding up to April 2nd. No more. No more April Fools.
I wasn't trying. I'm telling you, I know those fucking lyrics. South Park's one of my faves.
I gotta say.
Oh yeah, and which also reminded me, as soon as you started, and couldn't even fucking listen to me before you started the podcast, was one of my moments from the movie. Everybody leaves Stark's Pond. It's just Kenny and Cartman. I'm sure I've mentioned this on the podcast before. Cartman just looks over at Kenny and goes, I hate you, Kenny. As soon as you started that podcast, I was like,
I think
hate
that you
Mitch.
said the same thing about me.
Yep, I'm sure I
You just
did.
completed the second or third podcast we ever did.
Probably. The moment comes to me every once
Which,
in a while.
ironically to you, is exactly what I'm going for.
I'm
Now,
sure it is.
So now that we've gone over Mike's awesome attempt to dominate the
Awesomeness of the world.
the retro singing a cappella version of the South Park song,
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker, Uncle Fucker.
I've got to throw out a big thank you to my 2 cousins.
Ah, okay.
As I'm browsing Facebook, I got 2
That's
cousins.
where it came from.
I got 2 cousins who, again, no names. If you know
Besides,
me, you might know.
not this cousin. Me.
I don't know that. No, not you.
Yeah, right. Not
Different cousins.
different cousins.
I
yeah.
got 3 great cousins. One's my
There
favorite.
you go.
One's my BFF, Mike.
Woo!
But I got 2 other cousins who just never cease to amaze me with the great posts that they have on Facebook. I'm just sitting at work or I'm sitting at home and I'm scrolling through my posts. And my one cousin, who happens to be a lesbian, she'll post some nice fitness beauties on her Facebook page.
Very nice.
I like that post.
Oh, yes.
That's a great post.
Those are great posts.
Some hot bummed lady.
Yes.
Some hot bummed lady in the gym. Or some hot bummed lady on the beach. Or some hot bummed lady in the line at the cashier place in the supermarket. I love it.
No titties?
This is Facebook. This is family oriented.
So what?
That's
you
'cause
can't. What?
Or, of course, yeah, cleavage
Yeah,
in some bikini pictures.
nice titties. Come on.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all
What
good.
you're saying they're posting bare asses?
No.
Well,
They're like 75, 80% bare.
how is that different from bikinis?
G-strings.
Yeah. Anyway,
Bikinis
all nice
can cover
posts.
up there. And so then she's the younger cousin. I have an older cousin who's a professional photographer.
okay.
And she has a studio, which I will not name, but she takes pictures of, let's just say, cougars, MILFs and cougars, who like to take provocative photographs for their husbands or other special acquaintances,
Okay.
where they get barely clothed. It's like they're allergic to fucking cotton, and they drape it upon themselves so very, very nicely and barely.
Now I want to.
And these photographs get shared on the Facebook page.
Let's make something clear here about MILFs and Cougars, which with another Facebook post I think we can clarify.
Clarify it up, Mike.
Says you have to be over 35 to be a MILF. If you're in your 20s, you're just a bitch with a baby.
I would. Okay. Well, all right. Well, so before I argue that point, what is the age drop? What's the age cutoff for cougar then? If so, you're saying 35 is MILF. What's the age for cougar?
Well, it depends on your age.
No. You're the one who set the first age as 35. So then I got to see where you go up and set the cougar line.
Well, no, that was the thing. That was on Facebook. That was what they said on Facebook. Was 35 for that.
So
And
do you agree
if-
or disagree?
I agree with if you're in your 20s, you're a bitch with a baby.
I say 25 and below, bitch with baby.
Really?
25 above, MILF.
25?
25 and above. Yeah. 25 and above, MILF. Now, the MILF doesn't go very far. The trick is, though, is that the cougar comes in is a rock solid. I'm taking your MILF line. I'm saying, but
35.
not 35. I'm going to say 40 and above.
See,
Now,
I was
here's-
honestly kind of thinking 35 for the cougar.
Here's the trick with the cougar and the MILF. This is where people get confused with the MILF and the cougar. Is because a cougar doesn't necessarily have to have kids.
No, I
A
know.
cougar can be like a 35 to 40, 45, 50-year-old.
Oh yeah, see, I would put cougar could be 35 in certain situations. I would think.
Nah, no, it's got to be 40 or
40?
plus. Now that I
Yeah.
think about it, definitely 40 or plus. Cougar, 40 or plus. Don't have to have kids, though. 'Cause you
All
can
right,
be
so
a
what if
cougar-
she's 35 and she's going after a 21-year-old?
She's just a MILF that's fucking
No
ready
kids?
for some D.
No kids.
She's just a middle-aged lady looking for some D.
So that's not a cougar, but she's
Unless-
middle-aged?
Unless she specifically wears leopard print shit.
No, not...
But not too much of it, though, because that's kind of weird.
No, leopard print's not the... Doesn't... No. Nobody wears fucking... Well, no, I can't say that either.
Yeah, exactly.
No, not enough people wear leopard print to make that. I'd say if you're 35 going after somebody 10 years younger than you, that makes you a cougar.
35-25 is just taking advantage of what the world gives you.
So, but, all right, 35-21 would be a cougar situation. And that's, what, 14 years?
That's close.
So what? What's your cutoff, 15?
Not so okay. So,
Yeah, all right, so you can be... you.
Yeah, so 15 years.
So 40 unless the difference is more than 15 years.
That's correct.
Okay. I can live with that.
But a cougar is if the cougar is 41 and the guy's 38, that's not cougar.
No.
Okay. All right. Glad we clarified
Cougar is someone who goes after younger guys.
that. Yeah.
So I don't know. I still think
You think
a
35
35
or 40?
I think 35 as long as they're going after somebody much younger than them. Oh yeah, my cutoff is 25. 35-25.
35-year-old going after a 14-year-old cougar, MILF, pedophile.
See, all
You
you
weren't
think
ready
of,
for that
no,
third one,
because
were you?
all I can think of. No, I was ready for the third one because
here-
all you can think of is fucking South Park. Is
Here's
like
the
my
here's the
first
trick.
thought was, well, if she's hot, Nice.
Yeah, well, here's the trick, though. 35 going after 14-year-old.
God.
35-year-old dude, 14-year-old girl,
No, it's pedophile either way.
35-year-old chick, 14-year-old dude. Fucking legend. Fucking legend.
No, because that did happen.
Yeah, and I'm jealous.
No, that shit.
Let me tell you one time, I had an English
He's
teacher.
14. You can't do that.
I had it. Let's rewind a bit. When you're a freshman in high school, how old are you, do you think? Because I'm trying to do the math. You graduate, when you're 18? So you're like 14 to 15 in freshman year of high school, right? Or is it 13, 14?
No, you're like 14.
You're 14. When I was in 7th grade, oh, God, I wish I could remember her name. I had an English teacher, blonde-haired girl, probably her first or second year out of college. Of course, and not as old as 35. But I'm just saying, man, you know when you're like in junior high school going into like high school?
I had a couple like that. Yeah, I remember.
You can like pop boners in an instant.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't have English class. I had boner lecture. This chick, this grown woman who was probably 22 or 23, so goddamn good looking. I don't remember anything from the class, just except for like I wish she would just be a bad girl.
There were rumors
Hey, Mitch,
that like
stay after for detention. You got a bad grade on a literature project.
Are you gonna be there? Dude, she had the breathy voice.
Breathy voice?
Yeah.
Someone who drinks too much coffee and alcohol?
No. Breathy voice is how you were talking.
Like an ear talker?
That?
Like, Fandango.
No, that's just like how they talk, like almost like a bimbo.
Yeah. No, she's smart. English teacher.
No, I'm not saying she was a bimbo, but I'm saying that's how she, like, is that how she talked with that breathy voice?
I want to please ask anybody who's my friend on Facebook or Twitter if they remember the name of this teacher from 7th grade. Not Jerry Bally. I don't remember the junior high school in Fulton, but the junior high school, my year, I graduated high school in 2002. English teacher. Man, she was hot. Blonde hair. Not well endowed chest size wise.
Okay.
But just a pretty old gal.
Fair enough.
I'd love to remember her name. That's great.
People said like that kind of like about our Spanish teacher. She things like she could strip kind of thing. Like, oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
But I remember my first crushes ever on teachers. It was my 6th grade. Oh my God! I might remember the names now.
I remember a couple.
But they weren't the teachers. They were the what do they call them?
The TAs.
Not TA. Well, TA is like a college.
Well, essentially though.
They're the interns.
Yeah.
They're from college.
Yeah.
They're
essentially the TAs.
Holy shit!
You remember the name?
I just remembered. Oh my God. 6th grade, Lanigan Elementary School. I'm trying to think what. Oh, 1996. My grade corresponded with my year.
Okay.
So in like 2000 or 1990, I was in kindergarten. 2001, first grade up. 1996. This is amazing. I can't believe I remember this. I mean, I'm in 6th grade. I'm a sprouting young boy, finding the female figure to be quite attractive.
Yeah.
Here it is, Miss Lane. And I believe it was Miss Marshall. I believe Miss Lane, blonde hair. Miss Marshall, brown hair. I don't think black hair, but dark brown hair. These two. Again, I'm remembering back. This is like 6th grade. Like
yeah, I know.
Gorgeous. I was so in love with these two. Everybody was.
Of course.
We're 6th graders talking about things that Ron Jeremy dreamt of when he was starting in the porn business. This is how intense it was.
Mitch.
With those two.
Dude, I remember those kind of like I've seen those girls. I know what you're talking about.
Here's a real story from my past.
Dude, honestly, hold on. I remember going back to the elementary school, honestly, not that many years ago. And I remember seeing 2 girls walking down the hallway.
Student teachers.
That's
what they were called.
Yeah,
student teachers.
Like these 2 were clearly student teachers
because
like 20
they were 21 years old.
I just like they walked by. I was like, had to turn around like, God damn.
So
No, all right. I remember a math teacher I had who had red hair in junior high school for me, which is kind of like middle school for you. So anyway, keep going.
I was in so much love with these teachers. I think I liked Mitch Marshall more because I liked the blonde more at that time.
You like blondes. I'm more of a brunette guy.
I never dated a blonde, though. I've only dated brunettes. It's weird. I go that way. Quote unquote dated.
Yeah.
Yes. Shut up.
Yes. I don't want to blow up your spot, so I'll leave that one alone.
I was out with my parents and my brother, and I had to run into the pharmacy, and I grabbed like a card. I wrote this chick a love letter. I put it in her thing.
Oh man.
I believe I'm in 6th grade.
I know.
I haven't even got pubes yet, but I'm like, I want to do things. I don't know what I want to do yet. Right?
I know there's something.
There's something going on in my brainstem right now, and I'm excited about it. I gotta figure out how to capitalize on this instance.
Oh
and this
my
feeling.
God.
Here's the weird thing though. So that's 1996. Student teachers, they're probably like 20, maybe 20 to 22 years old.
Yeah.
What year is it now? How old are they now? How old are they? You got
1996.
I'm not good with this math.
All right, 1996 plus 4
18 years ago.
is 2000, correct? 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000. 4 years.
14.
Right.
2000.
So it's been 18 years.
So 18 plus what? 21?
If you want to average it out,
39.
yeah.
So they're 40 years old right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Time is a bitch.
I bet they still look good.
Oh, I guarantee you they still look good. There's no way they don't look good. Oh, I hope people from my old elementary school hear this podcast, because I gotta hear. There's gotta be people that remember these two. They were, oh my God, it was unbelievable. What else excited you from elementary school, Mike? Gym class?
Dude, I love gym class anytime. I would still go to gym class. I don't care if I got labeled as the gym class hero because I fucking tried and shit. I don't care. I fucking loved it.
In my gym class in elementary school, I think pre-Miss Marshall, Miss Lane, I believe, and I don't believe, I know, I'm trying to remember the year. I think it was 1994, my 4th grade year. Mike Hopkins visited my elementary school, and my mom or my dad took a picture of him outside the gymnasium. High five this guy, high fiving Mike Hopkins like a true champ that I was. And by true champ, I mean I was a fucking dodgeball champion. And when I say dodgeball champion, I was one of the first kids. Everyone knows, like, I'm 30 now.
Yeah.
And everyone knows the trick, but I was one of the first ones to figure out the dodgeball trick. What's the best dodgeball trick in the world?
Toss it. Yeah, you toss it up.
You toss
and
it
then
up
you
in the
peg
air,
somebody
and
with
you
the
peg
second
the
one.
son of a bitch who goes after that tossed up ball.
Yeah.
I was one of the first kids who figured that out in my grade. I was like a prodigy in the dodgeball classroom, Mike. It was unbelievable.
Oh man, I with my
Now your thing was though, you go both two hands, right? Because you're lefty and you're righty, or is that just for baseball?
I guess I could do that with a dodgeball, but I'm much stronger with my right hand doing that. See,
Okay.
You know what my sport was like in early on in like middle school?
Scrabble.
No, sport.
Oh. Chess.
I hate you right now.
Connect 4.
Dude, all right, gym class sport.
Yahtzee. Oh, I know. Parachute.
What the fuck is the matter with you? Would you please just say a normal sport? Please?
All right. How about handball?
No.
Oh.
But at least you're trying now.
What was
Thank you. Football. I was unstoppable.
Tackle or two-hand touch?
No, two-hand touch or like flag.
Man.
Dude, well, all right. In 6th and 7th grade, the 7th graders are still bigger than you at that point.
Puberty hit, and they're giants.
They're bigger than you.
They're giants.
Dude, nobody could cover me. They'd triple cover me, and
It's like
nobody
Yao
could
Ming
do
versus
it.
Earl Boykins and that shit.
And because, you had your gym clothes, for some reason, Dad had come back from, like, Denver, Colorado, So my shirt was just like it had a bunch of mooses on it. That was just my gym, T-shirt. So my nickname was Moose.
He's got moose. What the fuck does mooses have to do with Colorado?
It was in the mountains, or yeah.
Was the moose high?
Maybe it wasn't Colorado. Maybe it was like Vermont or something like that.
Oh,
I remember
enough.
getting the shirt back from a trip though.
I love the transition between I got this game to my dad came home from somewhere
Game?
and I have
What
a moose.
game?
I have a moose T-shirt.
Oh no, no football. Well, that was Jim game, and that was the T-shirt. Well, that was my nickname. Nobody make sure somebody's on Moose. Nobody could cover me.
No one covers the moose.
Oh my god, I would score like 6 touchdowns a game.
Because you'd poke them with your fucking head, aka antlers,
Yeah.
and they'd shit.
Anyway, no, you're asking what was my good subject in school?
Or whatever subject you had a hot teacher in.
Oh, the hot teacher was in science.
I don't quite remember exactly what I asked, but let's go with this one.
And it's funny because I remember I was 1 year. It was like 1 or 2 years after I had her, I think, and I was trick or treating in somebody else's neighborhood. That I know the neighborhood decently, and I ended up going to her house and not knowing it. She answered the door. I was like, "Holy shit!" Yeah, she was. I mean, she was very good looking, but she wasn't super knockout. The math teacher, the redhead, she was very cute. She was younger. I remember I actually ran into her in public one time too at the mall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened there?
She was like, "Oh, Michael, hey, I want you to come here.
You mean
I want you
Moose?
to meet my boyfriend."
You mean Moose?
No. What?
What was your nickname again?
That was just for that one gym class for
Oh my god, one gym class nickname?
not single, but
I-
during football.
I was gonna carry this with you till you're 45.
Oh, gee, please.
Moose.
I've had so many fucking nicknames. Are you kidding me?
Moose.
Tons of nicknames.
Give me one of them.
You want the worst one?
Oh boy, Moose.
Nope.
What is it?
Eileen.
Eileen.
Yep.
Oh boy, let me guess where this came from. I have no idea.
That's an interesting
Who gave
story.
you Eileen, and how did you allow that to happen?
I'll tell you. It's
would hope
funny too because
I asked.
this was the same. It was from when I worked at
Come on, Eileen. Do.
yeah. When I was working at Molly's on the Green. It was the job I had before I went to college. My second job ever. And the sous chef there, who was actually my head chef for a little while at my current job, he's not
Yes.
there anymore.
Okay.
So I ran into him 10 years later, was the sous chef there. And because I hadn't really been trained in the kitchen, I was still, just a stupid fucking kid. The whole motto, you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
I hate that shit.
Oh, that's
I already
that's
cleaned.
kinda what
Why am I
happens.
leaning? That's how I'm leaning.
That's kind of how it fucking goes in the kitchen. So
Okay.
if I lean on something,
Oh. So it
so
was more of a.
he would call me Eileen.
So it wasn't like you're a chick. It just more like you're not doing things.
Yeah, but then it turned into Eileen, as in a chick.
So you said that's the worst thing you've ever had? You said that was your. What did you say?
Yeah, that was probably the. I mean, I took
It's
it, with it was fine. Well, now it's fine. I took it with a grain of salt. I wasn't in a
don't
great
work there
place at the
anymore?
point. But no, I mean, I was able to live with it. It was.
You know what your name should have been at that place?
What?
I shit. Right on the fucking fryer.
I wasn't great
You
there,
son
but
of
I
a-
was just a stupid
You
fucking
son of a
kid,
bitch, you on me, Alina, and I'll fucking tell you something to complain
So
about.
anyway, I don't know. I've had shitloads of nicknames.
So we got Moose.
I don't want to go over all of them.
Eileen. I'd like to.
I don't.
Give me
I've
one
been talking a lot about me. It's you talk more.
Give me one more.
One more nickname.
I just told you my love affair, my mental love affair with my English teacher from 7th grade and my
Yeah.
6th grade Miss Marshall,
True.
Miss Lane. And
All
you're giving me
right.
shit about 2 nicknames?
All right.
We gotta get deep
Fair
with this
enough.
podcast. We gotta get deep with it.
It's personal.
It's not really personal.
For me it is.
Well, then just make one up and I'll pretend it's bad.
No, I'm trying to think of other nicknames that I am willing to
Come up with one. This girl one time, I was fucking her. She called me a jackhammer. I was a jackhammer for 3 years. Like, oh, geez, Mike the Jack. Oh, that's a.
Mean Mike.
That's a good nickname.
That was a nickname I had. Mean Mike.
Mean Mike?
Mean Mike.
What'd you do? Bite some fucking vagina lips off?
No, no, it's not from a chick. Fucking all right. So I was working at a place and I was a sous chef, and it was a place where you had to work pretty hard when you were there. But we hired this guy who's in his like 40s or 50s. I didn't personally notice, but a couple people said they got kind of close to him and could smell alcohol on his breath.
Nice. I like alcohol.
But he shows up for the first day, and I was like, all right, man, we got some prep to do before the,
Is this the current job or recent?
No, this is years ago.
Oh, okay.
I was like, all right, man, we got some prep to do before we start working on the line. So today I'm going to, show you how to make crab cakes, and that's what you're going to do. We got to make 40 pounds or 20 pounds of crab cakes, some huge number. So I was like, all right, so
I'm
that's
starving,
what you're going to do.
Man. Don't say crab cakes anymore. I'm starving.
So I go, I sit there and I show him how to do it and everything. And I was like, you got it, cool. So I go off, and maybe a few minutes later, 15 minutes later, he comes. No, probably. Yeah, after I'd shown him around and shown him where everything was, and then we got to work. Started making them. Maybe 15, 20 minutes later into it, he comes to me and goes, I don't think I can do this. Usually when addendum. When I show him,
bring it back.
The crab. When I show him, we have to do prep work. Here's what you're gonna do. Crab cakes. He goes,
yep.
Oh,
no problem. I got this.
I just come in straight up to the line and start working dinner. I was like,
so
all
he
right.
said, or you said?
He said that. He's
so
like,
he's
that's what I'm used to doing.
So he's pretending he's a seasoned fucking professional, but he ain't.
Yeah, well, I was just like, all right, man, that's cool, but here everybody does prep. It has to get done. So crab cakes. So he starts doing them for 15, 20 minutes. And then he comes to me and he goes, I don't think I can do this. I don't think it's gonna work out. And I was like, all right, man. Sorry it didn't work out. Thanks for coming in. See you later.
So you were firing him and he didn't know it yet?
No, he was quitting.
Oh, okay.
He was like, sorry, I can't do it. Which is funny because he called back the next day trying to get the job back. But he's straight up quit.
So what? Hold on.
I'm getting there.
No, but what is it? When you say making crab cakes, what does that entail? How is this so hard that this fucking asshole can't do it?
It's not. That's the point. He's used to coming in, maybe setting up his line, or just coming in and cooking the food. Prep work is, making, 300 crab cakes from, putting the mix together, mixing it, and dishing them out for, an hour, laying them out, or, however packing them, making the crab cakes. That's prep work. So he's saying he's not used to doing prep work like that.
How old were you when you figured that out and you could do it? How old is this guy, and then how old?
It's not about being able to do it. It's being willing to do it.
So, okay. So my point is that able to and willing to is something that a third grader could figure out, and this guy's just a lazy-ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, he leaves, and some of the people are like, hey, where's the new guy? I was like, hey, he quit. He's like, he quit after 45 minutes? Jeez, what the fuck did you say to this guy? What the fuck did you do? Mean Mike, Jesus Christ. So every once in a while, I'll just walk around going, hey, that's why they call me Mean Mike.
So it's an ironic name, basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mean Mike!
Yeah, that's an ironic one. So I'll be like, hey, that's why they call me Mean Mike. Although I will say, don't fucking piss me off when I'm at work. Oh, man. Yeah, because then you will see Mean Mike.
You'll drink yourself to sleep.
Not many people see that side. And when they see it, it's like, oh, yeah, okay.
So it's Mitch and Mean Mike on the Mike podcast. I like it. I think this is good.
I was laughing somewhat. I was laughing at shenanigans that we were doing at work, and somebody looked at me and was like, "That is an evil laugh." I was like, "No, that's a cheeky, mysterious."
That's fucking racist, dude.
What?
Chinky, that's racist.
I said cheeky.
Oh.
Cheeky, like shenanigans type laugh. Like, not, what's the word I used? I don't know, it's not evil.
Not yet.
Anyway.
Not until me and
No,
Mike
that's
gets
not my evil
Not until
laugh.
me and Mike gets a hold of it.
Mean Mike lives again.